We incorporated in 2008, and immediately thereafter, as you all know, we hit a terrible recession, and then the state of California did us no favors and took away a lot of other funding sources that were very important to city government. So really, for the past 10 years or so, we've been treading water and just trying to stay afloat. And we haven't really been able to accomplish some of our more wish list items. We've just been taking care of survival mode, basically. And then in 2018, 2019, we did see some of that funding come back. Of course, we are mostly recovered from the recession as a region, and we also passed a Measure AA sales tax. So we are starting to finally see some of that money coming back into the coffers, and we're happy to say that we are well afloat, and we are starting now to look forward and accomplish some of those more wish list items that we haven't been able to do for the past 10 years. So maturity-wise, even though we're 11 years old, we're really only about 2 years old in maturity. So, and one of those things that we were able to do was form an economic development department, which I was very happy about. So this presentation will be a little bit about us looking forward and what we are looking to accomplish in the coming years. So as I said, we did get our VLF fees back from the state of California, and that looked like $2.7 million for us. And we did pass the Measure AA sales tax measure, which by April of next year should put approximately $2.4 million back into our general fund. So we're very excited about that. That obviously gives us some budget to work with in our general fund. So I created this flow chart to really explain economic development. And what I did was I put people at the very top of that flow chart, because in my opinion, if we didn't have any people in Wildomar, there'd be no reason for us to be there. We could close up shop and go home. We don't have to worry about anything. Fortunately, we have about 36,000 people in Wildomar. And what that brings when you have people is that brings businesses. You have to have retail to support those people. You have people starting other businesses, boutique shops, office jobs, that sort of thing. Once you get that rolling with the businesses, that brings in money to City Hall. We like that. Then with the money at City Hall, we can do services and amenities, police, fire, parks. We can start providing better amenities to our citizens. With that comes a lower crime rate and an improved quality of life. And then with a lower crime rate and improved quality of life, we get more people, and the cycle goes round and round and round. So that kind of sets the stage for what we're going to be talking about today. Our population is a little over 36,000. Our planned growth at final build-out is just a little over 50,000, so we don't have too much more to go. Our median age is 35. I think these numbers somewhat ring true for the rest of the region of our Southwest Riverside County. But household median income, 67,000. Probably the most important piece on that slide, I think, is the travel time to work there at the bottom, 35 minutes. Now, that's just an average. There's a lot of people, including one of our council members, that drive a lot more time every morning to work. But that is down. That used to be 43 minutes, so it is starting to come down. And one of the things we're going to talk about in this presentation is our goal and our commitment to continuing to bring that down in Wildomar. We are a business-friendly city, excited for growth and development. We are home to the region's only Trauma 2 hospital, which is Inland Valley Medical Center. We're very proud of that. We have incredible restaurants and retail in Wildomar's Miracle Mile, which we're going to talk about a little bit later in this presentation. And we have dubbed the Clinton Keith Road the super commercial corridor, because when you think about it, it's the only street that you can take straight from Tanaha all the way out to here. In fact, most of you took it this morning. So it's really becoming a super highway, and you have to cut right through Wildomar and parts of Murrieta to get through there. So that's a very exciting opportunity for some of our retail and growth. We are the center of the Southern California market, and we're in close proximity, obviously, to those other larger areas. With our Measure AA sales tax, we have been able to add a medic squad, and what this will enable our fire department to do is every time that there's an EMS call or a call for paramedic service, basically, that we don't need to roll out the big truck. And that will be not only a cost saving for the city and for the fire department, but also lower response times and just all around better quality of life for our citizens. We will be adding that, I believe, in January. January or February is when we should be seeing that new paramedic vehicle hit the streets in Wildomar. We did already add a traffic cop. Hopefully none of you have met him personally on the streets. He's been out there in force. He's very proud of that. And we are too, because we're committed to keeping our streets very safe for our Wildomar residents. We want to make sure that everybody is safe and adhering to the laws of the road. Okay, our roads suck in Wildomar. We'll just be honest. Most of our roads need major improvement, and we know that. And that was one of the reasons why we really wanted to pass this Measure AA. We need, guess what, guys? And I know Marietta knows this. You have to have money if you want to fix things. So we were very pleased that Measure AA passed, especially in regards to our road maintenance and improvements. You will start seeing, like I said, the money won't fully be in the coffers until about April of next year. So we are still in that process. It just went into effect. The money doesn't flow in quite that fast, but we are starting to roll out a plan to improve Bundy Canyon, which desperately needs it. And you will start seeing some more road improvements throughout Wildomar as we continue to gain that sales tax and other avenues of revenue. We are also addressing our homelessness, along with the city of Lake Elsinore, SWAG, the city of Temecula, of course our partner next door, Marietta, and a lot of other agencies. It's a regional effort that we're doing to address the homelessness. We are very committed. You probably have seen some Facebook posts recently from our Riverside County Sheriff. They've been going underneath the freeway and cleaning out some of those tunnels and really making an aggressive push to make sure that everybody in Wildomar has a quality of life and make sure that the homeless folks that choose to go somewhere else, we get them to where they need to go and we can maintain that quality of life in Wildomar. So just one more thing that Measure AA is helping to address. As I said, we have a newly formed Economic Development Department. Woohoo! We formed it about 4 months ago, so that's how long I have been with Wildomar now. We are now very involved in doing business attraction, business retention, business growth. We have an ombudsman service now, which just means that it's like a business concierge service. So if you're looking to open a business in Wildomar, you can contact the Economic Development Department, which is me. I will make sure that you get to any of the city staff that you need to get your questions answered to make sure that you get open in a timely manner. Now, we always did that in the city of Wildomar. There just was not a centralized department to help you do that. We also do marketing consultations. I can go out and meet with our businesses and give them ideas of how to better do their marketing and bring in more clients. And I also serve as the public information officer. So we're really starting to see more traffic on our Facebook page, more information being shared with the community. And that was really one of the goals of the city of Wildomar. Our parks are very important in Wildomar, and as you guys probably know, we had a hard time passing Measure Z that has funded our parks, and that took a little while to do, but it is in action now, and we opened our 4th park, which is Malaga Gateway. We do have a conceptual plan for more parks coming to Wildomar. We have a lot of different trails. There's a lot of bike trails, walking trails, and running trails in Wildomar. And also, you saw in the video that we have a signature city event now, rooted in nature, the Brew Fest that we do with Santa Rosa Plateau Education Foundation. That will be coming in May, by the way. So if you want to get your brew on, set your calendars for May of 2020 for Wildomar. Some of our strengths, we are a startup city. I think that's what's so exciting about it. People have always asked me, why did you choose to leave a big city like Corona to go to a small city like Wildomar? It's a startup city. There's so much opportunity. It's like going from a corporation to a startup company. And you can imagine what some of the excitement would be about that. We get to create new processes every day. We get to sit in the room with the developer and come up with a new plan. It's not a large corporation that's hard to turn on a dime. It's a much smaller organization. We have a very team-oriented mindset there, and I think that's gonna bode very well for developers. It already has when they've come to talk to us just in the past 4 months. We just have a really great team there. We are in Southwest Riverside County, California, and per Dr. Husing's presentation, I think we can all agree that that does seem to be the absolute best place to be, in my opinion, in the world. But we have that going for us. This is a beautiful county. I think we're in the most beautiful part of this county, and so that is definitely one of our strengths that we will use to our advantage. We're located right along the I-15 freeway, the primary corridor for this county. We are home to the region's only trauma center, as I mentioned earlier. Our city council and staff are very business-minded. I'm very thankful for that. And like I said, we're a small team at City Hall. I've never worked on such a small team before, and it has been really exciting. The decisions that we can make in the meetings with the developers right there on the spot, not have to get it checked through several different areas. So it's a very exciting time. Our Miracle Mile that I'll get into in a little bit, which is actually Clinton Keith. We stole that name from another city in the Los Angeles area, but we do feel like it is our Miracle Mile, and I'll get into why. And of course, the Murrieta Wildomar Chamber of Commerce, the best chamber in the planet. And I was so thankful to come back to this area after having gone up north for a little bit and be part of this chamber once again, which I've been part of since '06. It truly is a wonderful chamber, and I know I'm preaching to the choir there. But, and you know, Dr. Husing alluded to, or didn't allude to, but said, retail is changing. We're going online, and a lot of the brick and mortars are changing now. And I think Wildomar is in a really good position because we don't have the big box stores, and some might see that as a challenge or a difficulty. But actually what we get to do as we move forward is, and as we speak to retail developers, we get to plan for the retail of the future. Because we still have so much vacant land, and so much of that land is slated for future retail and future commercial, we really have the opportunity to sit down with some forward-thinking, visionary developers and plan for a retail and what it would look like in the future. And we don't have some of the big box stores that we might have to creatively reuse pretty soon. So I see that as one of our strengths and not a challenge. I think it's very exciting. Some of our challenges. Other than you guys in this room, nobody knows where Wildomar is. So we're working on that every day. My goal is in the next year to 2 years that everybody within at least a 100-mile radius won't ask, where's Wildomar? So it is a challenge. We have to say, you know, well, where Temecula is, yeah, you know, where Murrieta, okay, that's where we're right next to there. So our goal is to really get the word out about where we are, who we are, and what we stand for so that that question is more easily answered. Our infrastructure. We have so much vacant land along the 15 freeway, but the infrastructure leading to it is going to be a challenge for some developers. It won't be impossible, but there's little to no infrastructure leading to some of those big vacant lots, and that is going to be a little bit of a challenge. We have water issues here in Southern California, and we have electricity issues, as Dr. Husing pointed out. So some of that infrastructure and building that infrastructure will be some of the hurdles that we'll have to overcome to get our vacant land developed. And of course, as much as I love California, it is a challenge. Most days, it is just a challenge. The things that are put in our way to try to stop us from really doing business well here, we overcome them. I think we do a really great job in this region by overcoming some of those hurdles that California puts in our place, but they certainly are a challenge, and they do put hurdles there. So what's coming? Now that we have an economic development department, we can really focus, and the money coming in from those different measures that I told you about really gives us the ability to focus now on some of our more wish list items and not just survival mode. So we're focused on getting more exposure for our amenities. We have a fabulous dairy in Wildomar. I didn't even know that. I've lived next door to it for 20 years, pretty much. And it is a grow their own cows, milk their own cows, produce the milk. And I got to tell you, when I first went to Wildomar, everyone said, you got to try the chocolate milk. And I'm thinking, it's just chocolate milk. How good can it be? Well, we had it. I made sure I got a few gallons of it for the EDC meeting that we hosted earlier this month, and I got to tell you, it is the best chocolate milk I've ever had. So if you have not been to Dijon's Dairy and had some of their chocolate milk, try it. It's not just chocolate milk. So just getting more exposure to our amenities, getting everyone more familiar with who Wildomar is and what we have to offer. Like I said, we have an improved flow of information. We are more present on Facebook now. We're working more openly, I would say, just because we have someone that does that 24/7. So we didn't have that person before. So it was very hard to maintain. As you all know, you have to maintain your social media. You got to answer questions. You got to be on it kind of 24/7. So We are able to do that now. And just, you know, for example, when we had the explosion in Murrieta right next door to us, the house explosion, we had to get on that Facebook right away and steer people away from there. We needed to help Murrieta close down Clinton Keith. And so things like that had been being done in the past, but it took away from someone else's job at City Hall because they had to stop and go do that. Well, now they've got someone there committed to doing that. And I'm very happy to do it. As you all know, I'm on Facebook quite a bit, so it worked out very well. We will be implementing more business workshops, meetups, and events. We do already have a commercial real estate meetup that we do every month. If you're interested in that, let me know. We meet at Tuscany Grill. I've been there 4 months, so I'm still in the process of creating some of those business workshops and meetups. But there will be more coming. Working on more identity and recognition for Wildomar, exposure to development opportunities, obviously, and more business and more sales tax revenue is the name of the game. So that's what we're working on. What else is coming to Wildomar? Well, we took a look at Baxter Road and we noticed it has 5 different names as you move throughout the city. I don't know what it is about this region. We like to rename streets as you cross every intersection because I know a couple of cities that do that as well. But what we really wanted was on the freeway signs, we really wanted a Wildomar recognition. So once again, as you're traveling through Wildomar pretty soon, as you're going through the 15 freeway, you will see, instead of Baxter Road, it will say Wildomar Trail. And that is going to be where City Hall is. It's Shopping Center Road, Shopping Center Drive, and then that turns into George, which turns into Porus, which turns into Baxter, which turns into Central. And it goes on and on and on. It might turn into like 12 more names, I'm not quite sure, but it's all going to be changed to Wildomar Trail. And that makes it a little easier for our first responders. It makes it easier for people moving about the city. But most importantly, I think to us, it gives us some name recognition as you're driving up and down the 15 freeway. We have a shooting academy coming to Wildomar. Now that is exciting. If you guys don't know, we don't have one in the region here. And our first responders especially are very excited about this because this keeps them, once this is open, this keeps them from going all the way outside of our community. Not only that, it's going to draw people into our community. When those people come into our community, they will eat lunch, hopefully in Wildomar. They will eat lunch in our general area. They will do other things. So we're really looking forward to this indoor gun range coming to Wildomar. It will be on the corner of Bundy Canyon and Mission Trail. It goes to Planning Commission, I believe, in December, and it will be going to City Council in January. It right now is still a big empty lot, so it still has some time before it gets constructed and up and running. But really looking forward to that. It's going to have a rifle range. It's going to have a range dedicated to police and sheriff, and just a lot of really great amenities within that academy. As you can see, it's a little over 34, almost 35,000 square feet. It's going to be a big shooting range. It is a benefit to our region. So another thing that we're looking forward to as far as a future vision, now keep in mind, because we don't want to upset anybody, we're not just going to mow over any houses or anything. We need to do several studies and we need to look at the opportunities here. But one of the things that we want to investigate and study is whether or not we can punch Corridon through to the freeway, thereby opening up another possible business corridor there. What does that look like? Does that look like retail? Does it look like commercial office? We don't know. We're gonna have to study that. But if we can open up Corridon and punch that through to the freeway and make that an off-ramp there, that also opens up the Ortegas, gives you a different way to get to the 74. It really opens up even the south side of Lake Elsinore and the north side of Wildomar. So it's something that we will be studying and looking at for a future opportunity. Another vision that we have is, I don't know if you can see that circle, but it's kind of, we'll call it a 1 to 2 mile radius around City Hall, around Clinton Keith and the 15 area. How high can we go? Right now in Wildomar, you are approved to go 50 feet, which in today's terminology is about 4 stories. You can go about 4 stories without any extra approvals. But we're gonna look at opportunities. How high can we go and for what uses? Do those look like hotels? Do those look like high density office buildings? What do those look like? So we're gonna be investigating those opportunities in Wildomar as well. And of course, jobs, jobs, jobs. Anybody who knows me knows that I believe the only way that we can cut the commute to Orange County and San Diego the only way that we can get that traffic off the freeway is if we all create more jobs and high-paying jobs in the communities that we live in. We have got to get our residents staying here in town. I gotta tell you, I did the commute and I only went to Corona. You know, some people go from here all the way into Orange County or beyond. That is an awful, awful way to live your life. You're not home ever. You can't enjoy your life. So more so than ever, I'm committed to bringing more jobs to Wildomar, and Wildomar has that vision as well. I believe for Wildomar, those jobs look like office jobs. We don't have as much industrial zoned in Wildomar as some of the other cities do, but we're gonna look at some different office space use, high density office space, and really seeing, you know, there's a lot of business people in the Tanaha La Cresta area really trying to see if we can figure out where they're going every day, what kind of jobs they have, and is there an opportunity for them to bring those jobs to Wildomar. We're also, that's not the only piece of it, because that's missing a lot of pieces, of course, but one other piece of it is we are working with a local legislator to work on a incentive program that would incentivize employers to locate in the Southwest region, locate closer to where their employees are coming from. So we'll be working on that as well. Our Miracle Mile, one of my favorite things. So one of the great things about Clinton Keith is we have so many restaurants right there in that condensed area. It's kind of funny because most people think it's Murrieta. And I used to use that to my advantage when I worked for Murrieta. It was kind of cool. Now I work for Wildomar, so I'm going to tell you guys it's in Wildomar. So we have some really awesome restaurants. But one of the things that really got me excited is we just had a Premier Workspaces open up. So we have executive office suites now on the Miracle Mile in Wildomar. It's right above in that same plaza right off the 15 where Dunkin' Donuts is, and Taco Bell and Angelo's is in there. So it's up above on the second floor, and they're beautiful workspaces. Some of them have beautiful windows overlooking the 15 freeway and the hills right there, and every price point. So there's large offices with windows all the way down to smaller offices with no windows. There's virtual office, so there's a lot of office opportunity right now in Wildomar. I think these are gonna get filled up fast. They just opened. We just had a grand opening for them earlier this month. So that gave me, and you know, what's really cool about it is it's right above the retail. So you can walk downstairs, there's yoga downstairs, there's Robex juice, there's Taco Bell, there's Angelo's, there's all sorts of amenities within that plaza that those people in those office spaces will be able to utilize every day. The Hive, if you haven't been to the Hive, I highly suggest it. It's on the corner of Palomar and Clinton Keith. They have, I'll just give you my pick, it is the pulled pork sliders. Absolutely phenomenal, but I hear that they're most well known for their fish and chips. Check it out. Very high end, very well done restaurant. Good entertainment too. The Finch, also one of my favorites. If you guys follow me on Facebook, you know that I'm there very often. They have a great brunch menu and an excellent signature cocktail menu, and just, again, very high end. And the reason why I'm pointing these out, because I know that the perception is not to think Wildomar has these types of uses. So I really want you guys to check it out, give us a try. Come on over to Wildomar. And the Bean, awesome independent coffee shop, which, you know, there's another location in Temecula that maybe you've been there, or hopefully you've been to ours as well. They have a large conference room in there, very cool setup for a coffee shop. Tuscany Grill, you'll see those lamb lollipops there on the top of the screen. Those are the best lamb lollipops I've ever had. This is where we hold our commercial real estate meetup every month. It's the fourth Wednesday of every month. Anybody's welcome to attend. And this gives us the opportunity to really stay in contact with our commercial brokers, our property owners. Anyone having anything to do with commercial real estate is welcome to attend. Usually Patrick is there as well. The EDC, Don Murray is usually there, as well as Kim Cousins from the Lake Elsinore Chamber. It is really a regional push to stay in front of our brokers, stay in front of our commercial development partners, and make sure that we're all rowing in the same direction to bring the types of businesses and jobs that we want to this area. And Tracino's, our city manager's favorite place to go for dinner. Very excellent food, and once again, just really want to show you the quality that we exude in Wildomar and on our Miracle Mile. A lot of great entertainment, nightly entertainment. In fact, Tuscany Grill just announced that they're going to be having Rocky Osborne there once a month. Make a reservation because I didn't last week and I almost didn't get in because it was packed, but it was really a good time. Very, very glad to have Rocky back and making us all laugh again. It's very awesome. And with that, that concludes my presentation. There's my contact information. If there's anything I can ever help you out with in Wildomar, please don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you very much.